So I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Has every bad thing, I think there's, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, but has every bad thing that's happened in our business over the time led to something better? So think about all like the
recent memory,
big roadblocks that we've hit. Has there
the most significant ones have.
Yeah.
The ones with a big magnitude of effect have. Big little ones that.
You mean indirect correlation? So like following it.
No, we just responded
Or
by
just in
things
time.
getting better.
Yeah, so like the not really we were doing it together, but I just spent all the money. Built the first website. I was like,
brought
fuck.
all my intellectual property to the table.
Yeah.
Worth a lot.
Totally failed. And then I was like, but that made the mentorship. And then without the mentorship, nothing we have now exists.
Yeah, so you're just talking about like pure timeline wise.
Yeah. And then like we've had people in really vital roles inside the business that have left that at the time felt horrible.
Yeah.
And then like the team we've got at the moment, I think the team we've got at the moment is the best team we've ever had by a long shot.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like that turned out good. The only one that I think will maybe come to fruition in time, but I think the lockdowns, I still don't look at it and go, it made our
No, it's a pivot.
made it's better yet.
Nah.
We survived well, but like
Yeah.
it's like what did we build
Yeah.
from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take that period out, the rest of it.
Yeah.
The jumps were positive.
Yeah. Do you think our business is better on the other side of that experience though?
I think so.
I think we're better as people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think the resiliency, it's like if we can get through that, it's like,
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
else is.
Yeah, that's what I mean by us being better as people is like mentally fortified to
We didn't
another
just-
level.
Yeah.
Didn't just get stuck and
Stacked
give
a
up.
lot of proof getting through that. There was a lot of questions that asked myself
Mm.
and we asked of our business and each other.
Yeah.
We had some very interesting conversations that were very transparent.
Yeah.
Weren't always seeing eye to eye, and we come out the other side. I think anytime you can do that, people
Yeah.
leaving,
Yeah.
like literally, it's like that meme where everything's just burning around you.
it's fine.
Yeah, it was kind of literally like
Yeah.
that. It's just like people leaving left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Us just fucking trying to, pivot
Juggle.
and move, and
Yeah.
banging heads sometimes.
Mm.
And then if you come out the other side of that,
Yeah.
and then take the business back that way,
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of think
instills a lot of confidence.
it does.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Builds a lot of trust within the team as well.
Yeah. And I think like we had to be so much better at everything we did because I think like before that was like the glory days, right? It was like so easy to be successful.
You're piggybacking off your face-to-face.
Yeah, but even just culturally, like it was so easy. You know what I mean? Like we were the only ones that had a TAM.
Yeah.
Now everyone has a camera and CapCut.
Yeah.
Like we you know what I mean? Like it was so easy to be a level above at the time. And to be a level above now is actually harder. And there's arguably a smaller market, which is also interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think net the business is probably better.
Yeah. But you take that out, every other major issue that we've had to address is...
The course that we didn't know what
Has
the concept
result-
was going to be until Thursday. They all went to jail or something. Lordy.
Yeah.
You'll like this.
Mm.
The cynic gets to be right.
Yeah.
The optimist gets to be successful.
Yeah.
Cool, huh?
Definitely.
It was an Alex thing.
Yeah.
He was like...
I don't really use the term cynic a lot. Is that someone who's like always looking at like the bad shit?
Yeah.
So they're always looking at the thing that could possibly go wrong?
They
Yeah,
call
yeah.
themselves realists.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then the
so
optimist is the person that like sees the upside to everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because he's like... How
Do you think you can just... Can there be can there be a spectrum to those things though? Like,
Yes.
one side of it's beneficial
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm not cynical,
Mm.
but you are way more optimistic at some points than me, right?
for sure.
Um,
Which is why I thought it was an interesting quote
and
for
you're
us to
not
discuss.
you're not overly cynical.
Yeah,
And I'm way less optimistic in some instances, but it's never been to. I've never kind of sat there and said to you, like, I told you, like I've grabbed your shirt and said, like, I told you that guy was a flog, like, you know what I mean?
two mentions in one episode. It's
But
on the
don't-
brain now.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I just wonder if like you can just go into something with just like blind optimism and it's stupid.
yeah,
Like, not saying we have, but people could.
yeah,
Because you can take that. Like, it's like, oh, Alex said it. Like, I want to be successful. I'm going to look at the upside of everything.
yeah,
And it's like the upside to something really stupid.
yeah.
And you're like, bro, like that was never going to work out.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
the example he used is like, your parents, when they tell you that like that girl's no good for you,
Yeah.
they're right 100% of the time until the one time it matters.
Yeah.
And you meet the person. Like that was the example.
Yeah.
It's like the same with like all the people that like tell you that like, oh, there's no money in personal training. I was talking to a client the other day. She's looking at transition. She's in nursing. She's just like frustrated. Like obviously cost of living is super high.
Yeah.
She wants to not work 9 to 5 and save away and kind of have nothing left over at the end. She's like, oh, I'm looking at going down personal training, but like a few people have said there's no money in it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, well, the shit ones.
Yeah. You're talking to the wrong personal trainers.
Yeah. It's like find another Cert 4 pathway that leads to $4,000 a week.
There's no money in a lot of small business if you look at the shit places.
Correct. Yeah. But that's what the optimism is required because it's like they are right.
Mm.
Because the percentage of personal trainers that actually do make money is really low.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because like the lifespan's only 6 months. So a lot of personal trainers
Yeah, the average.
are correct in saying there's not a lot of
What is
money
it?
in
The
personal training.
median. The median is
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they're right, but
Yeah.
they're also really not.
Yeah. You won't make it in small business if you're not optimistic.
Agreed.
Or you can't sit there and just like
Yeah.
overanalyze and look at the absolute like worst case scenario to the point where like it's gonna hinder your ability to do anything because it's like you at the very start you won't approach anyone.
Yeah.
You won't ask anyone.
Yeah.
You won't throw out the
Just have a crack.
like
Yeah.
are we doing this, like these are my services kind of thing, like
Yep.
yeah.
Mm.
I like the overall message of it though. Like, you have to be optimistic.
But it's like I get where it's stronger is optimism based in belief in yourself.
Yeah.
And despite the negativity or the realism or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. We've always just played by the rules that like if the downside doesn't fuck you.
Yeah, like what Dean said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if it all goes wrong? If the answer is I'm fucked, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
It's a very, very good mantra to live by.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you run all of the risky scenarios
Yeah.
and that is not the answer,
Yeah.
let's go.
We really need to get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally one of the only things I've just taken
Yeah.
and just adopted.
Yep.
It's just like, well, I know for me, like the way my mind works, like I'm not a cynical person whatsoever, but I'm very calculated
What's the
by
downside
assessing
first?
the
Yeah.
risk.
Yeah.
And that's been one of the greatest things to allow me to take more risk
Yeah.
and take more, opportunity.
When it counts.
Because it's like, hang on a minute, it's going to be all right.
Do you know what I think's really beneficial for people too? And this is someone asked me if like my goal setting has changed because we're having a kid.
Yeah.
I said the biggest difference it's done is it has forced me to increase the value I put on my time.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, definitely.
kind of tying into this, I think a lot of, if you're like a gym floor PT, for example, and you're doing well, like putting more value on your time, it's similar to that like optimism idea, but look for the biggest upside.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, like, we have people come in all the time. It's like, oh, I'm doing 30 sessions and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, cool. Like, what's the next step?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just get more clients. It's like, and then? Like, oh, and then?
Mm.
Oh, it's like what? People don't think enough about what the next potential big upside could be in terms of that optimism. Like, where can you go from here?
Yeah, people don't know as well, which we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Which is why it's important to immerse yourself in communities of people that are going places.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people that would have gone into standout PT and like just thought the goal was 30 sessions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we had someone come
Yeah.
on lately that was just like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
all talking about?
Yeah, and then now it's like complete business ecosystems.
Yeah.
Multiple products, multiple opportunities to work with people,
Yeah.
ways to make money and help people, less time, opportunities to take holidays,
Yeah.
time with family, whatever. So I
Yeah.
think when you don't get any formal education in how to run business, the only thing you do is go back to what you always know, which is to work hard.
Yeah.
So like, because you're going to leave that, you're going to die on that hill like, oh, I didn't make it,
Yeah.
but I gave it everything I had.
Yeah.
So you can kind of go off knowing that you tried.
Yeah.
But if you, and a lot of people will kind of get on the other side of that. Like, I was one of those people that got on the other side of that. Purely only made it at the start because I worked hard and I was good at it.
Yeah.
But there's so many other ways that it could have been done to make it more efficient sooner.
Yeah.
And if you had an opportunity to get into communities and connect with people and stuff, who are just doing things and going places and throwing ideas around and whatever, you could just be like, oh, hang on a minute. It's not just me rocking up to the gym, someone turning up late, having to wait an hour, training someone else again. If I get sick, I can't take the week off. If I take the week off, I don't get paid. Like, you start to see, it's kind of like seeing the Matrix a little bit. You start to see how this thing could potentially work.
Yeah. And there's levels to it, right? Levels to all of that as to, like, we're talking now, we're doing that. Like, I'm starting to, like, I can't listen to the full episode of Alex, like you said, because it's like, I'll just feel like shit.
Yeah, and then,
and like
you hung up on one thing, and it's like 3 other things have been said as well.
Yeah, and the trainer that came into our mastermind the first time was like,
Yeah,
what are all of these words?
yeah, what's happening?
To her absolute credit, told us that.
Yeah,
And then we were able to be like, cool, so this is this, and like kind of cater to it a little bit better. But it's 3 weeks later now, and she's like, oh, I'm so excited about this weekend, and I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. I'm like, she's like, I can see it now, I get it. I'm like, like to go from someone who literally was just like a good trainer in the gym, so she had a steady flow of clients, but was still, I don't want to say stuck, but I
just
will speak for her, but stuck in a second job.
Yeah,
but time and income was like, I don't have either to let it go.
Jump, yeah.
And obviously she's a mom, and it's kind of like, it's like there's higher stakes than the 20-year-old that can just send it.
Yeah, and just like if you fuck up, just go home and live with mum and dad.
Correct. Yeah. So it's that's cool, and I think, like you said, that exposure is challenging, and it will be overwhelming, and you will get imposter syndrome and all of that kind of stuff. But if you're never feeling like an imposter, it's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Like, as much as like going through it the last little bit, like I had a couple of days of it, it was almost like refreshing.
I still get it coaching people.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Coached people for
Which is crazy.
yeah,
Isn't it?
can't even remember. Oh, 35, 14 years.
Yeah.
14 years I've trained people for.
Yeah.
And I still, is this, what, am I good at this? Should I, do I need to know any more than I know? Like, I just still have all these doubt my decisions, and not in a way where I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just, I still get it. Should I be doing this? Yeah. But it keeps your fingers on your toes. There's a healthy, we've spoken about this a lot, and if you guys have followed the podcast for a long time, I think a little bit of it's good. You just don't want to get it to a point where it overcomes you, and you
do nothing.
Yeah, that's it. And it just like restricts you from making a decision altogether or any action. Yeah. That's when it's like a big problem.
Yeah.
But a little bit's pretty healthy. Like you said, like if you're the person who just doesn't get it at all, it's like, it's probably a fair few things you don't know and you're unaware of. Yeah. And you're just living this life full of like ignorant bliss.
Naive, yeah. Yeah.
It's just ignorant bliss, man.
Yeah.
It's like enough of it to want to be better.
Yeah, if you feel it a little bit, it's probably good.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the lifetime student thing. you can never know everything. You can definitely know enough, and you can definitely know more. And I like the be this. I like the be this don't be the smartest person in the room thing. But then I also think it's valuable to be the smartest as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's like you sending the message that you should be the dumbest person in the room all the time is reinforcing that imposter syndrome at a magnitude that could be detrimental to people's growth and development.
Yep.
Sometimes you need to go from that room and stand in another room and stack your proof.
Yeah.
Like, you need to deliver, which is what we're going to do on the weekend. We're going to go from this place where you kind of have ask those questions of yourself, and then you walk into another room and just stamp your feet and go, this is how you fucking do
it. Yeah. And when you get here, I'll tell you how to get to the next one, because I'll be there.
Yeah, because I'm on my own journey and stuff. I think that's really important.
Yeah, and I think, like, just looking at standout, and if you are a listener to this,
clip that.
If you are listening to this, you're probably the same kind of culture as what we have in Standout PT.
Yeah.
Where I think people are thinking that it goes away.
Yeah.
People think that one day I'll just feel really confident in it.
Yeah.
And it'll be great.
The anxiety will drop, and I'll have more confidence in myself. And
you will.
Yeah.
You'll definitely build in confidence. You'll stack that proof, and you'll have all of that. But then it'll just be, it usually is just a different area. There'll be something else that comes up that you're like, fuck. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I'm not the most confident person in this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you manage it differently as well.
Yeah.
Like, just, I don't know if it's maturity, experience, probably a combination. But it's just like, when you don't know something now, I know I'm like more than open to letting people just know that I don't know. And I'm not comfortable. I don't know how many times you're like, what do you feel about this? I'm not doing it. And sometimes it's a joke, other times it's like, I'm just not confident. Or I'll say to you, I'm not confident in doing this yet.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, it's a development thing, right? It's just like, all right, well, how are we going to get better and whatever.
Yep.
Where there was probably a time where it's just like, it'd just be like a deer in the headlights. Like, if it was like, do you want to do this? One, I'd probably say yes, in fear of not letting people know that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I would be like just frozen from fear of not knowing.
Yeah.
And then like almost to the point where you just wouldn't be able to take action to make up the gap.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think also this transition, I think the further you move up the chain, the more options you have to learn different things.
Yep.
So